What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another edition of BSSB Reacts, where we smoke the blunts and react. This go around, we're checking out some WWE stuff again. Haven't done that in a minute, but we always enjoy it. I'm a big wrestling fan. Eric is also a pretty big wrestling fan. And we're going to check out 13 WWE wrestlers who violated reporters. Like, this sounds probably much worse than it actually is, but the title is enticing.
There's a lot of female wrestlers, almost all of them, except for like 2 that could violate me.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I would agree. I'd be lucky to have the mass majority.
I said all of them but 2. And you know the 2.
I do. You guys can guess in the comments. Let's get right into this, shall we? I probably saw 1 or 2 of these before. You know, because I watch wrestling.
But let's find out.
Let's find out.
During an interview, Dominic Mysterio got upset when the interviewer kept disrespecting Rhea Ripley by talking about her appearance.
Que está rica, o sea, que se ve bien.
¿Que está qué?
Que está rica, que se ve bien, o sea, con respeto, como se dice en Puerto Rico.
Con respeto. ¿Crees que nada más puedes llegar aquí y decir, hey, tu vieja está bien buena, está rica y me voy a quedar aquí quieto diciendo nada? Eso no se dice.
No, pero es con respeto, o sea, una jeva que se ve bonita.
¿Con respeto a quién?
¿A ti?
A mí.
Claro, y a ella.
Con respeto a mí.
Claro.
Dom couldn't believe his ears and kept asking the interviewer
That's
to
probably a little
repeat what he
kayfabe.
said.
Una jeva que...
Pero
But how much does he...
quiero que lo digas una vez más. ¿Que está qué?
Que se ve bien, que está buena. O sea,
Que está... No, dijiste una palabra con la R. ¿Que está qué? Una vez más, por favor.
No, si te molesta no
te
lo voy a
escuché,
decir.
no, por favor, dime una vez más.
Rica.
One more time. ¿Que está qué?
Fucked up.
And he did.
Que se ve bien, ¿no? Pero... ¿Qué pasó?
De mi mami no se habla. Especialmente faltándole el respeto. Diciéndole que está rica, que está buena este
Yeah, it's
peloto.
kayfabe, like you were saying.
And it led to this moment
Okay.
that would end the
Because you
interview.
called her mommy and shit.
Terminamos.
Hey, I felt like he was going to throw shit at him. I think I saw this on Twitter.
Number 12, Austin Theory.
Back when it
Austin Theory
happened.
was also feeling disrespected.
But I think that is a bit kayfabe, but I don't know how in on it the host was. Because he seemed a little surprised. He seemed surprised.
Yeah,
I think,
especially when they paused it, that I fucked up look, where he's like...
because he didn't say anything that every dude doesn't think about Rhea Ripley. We all think she's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he's just a great heel. And he's good at his job.
Because he referred to her as my girl and then mommy.
Mommy, because he's clearly a married man. They're
Yeah,
not together.
exactly.
She's a married woman.
Yeah, so like I think it's, like you said, I think I go with you on it. Like everybody possibly was in on it, but that interviewer.
And in the sense of the title of the video, that's how we violated that reporter.
Yeah.
The reporter probably was not in on the joke.
Yeah.
Or the kayfabe.
And like
and
you
maybe
said,
he put it together in the middle of it, but
and then,
still, that's an awkward situation when you're
and
not
then, like
expecting
you
something
said, Dominic
like that.
being such a good heel, that's like, oh wait, is this dude pissed or is this a fucking? You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Number 12, Austin Theory. Austin Theory was also feeling disrespected when an interviewer was talking about how easy it was to be a professional wrestler.
What'd you just say?
I mean, it's fine. Like,
What do you mean? What are you
Beating each other.
Hold on a second. You brought me here and you're gonna talk to me like this?
All this is legit.
Hey, no, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think seeing this
Just
on
because you're in
Twitter
charge
too.
of some shit here, man, don't mean you can talk to me like this.
I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just
Oh, you're saying what I do is easy,
Fine.
and you're in front of all your people in here talking about my job's easy.
Things escalated as Theory got more upset and was even ready to throw hands before leaving the scene.
You couldn't walk a damn day in my shoes.
See?
Got me in here, dude. Are you kidding me, man? I'll smack the shit out of you right now. I'm not playing around. Don't bring me all the way here for some media, man. This guy's talking his head off, man. It's
Yeah,
his
that's
problem,
legit.
dude.
That's fucked up. Because here's the thing, I don't care like what professional sport or like event or like whatever you're in, entertainment thing, whatever like that. Any type of athletics, if you're the best of the best, that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And it's
and
hard.
if you've made it to WWE, you
And
are
it's
one of the
hard
best.
work
of the best.
to consistently stay there. Like,
Yeah.
it's harder to stay than it is to get there, they say in these things.
Yeah.
So
That's why I got mad respect for The Miz, among other reasons. But The Miz
yeah, and any of
has
these
had a
wrestlers,
consistently long career.
yeah, and it's just like, and it's whether it's football, golf, tennis,
And in Ohio
soccer,
Bowl.
baseball, whatever sport. Like, I don't think you can never question like what they do. and
No,
like
for sure.
say it's easy.
Well, disrespect is disrespect. It doesn't matter, even if
Well,
the
I'm just saying.
business
I'm
is
just saying you can't say
more
any
kayfabe
of
than
those.
not.
Any of those sports are easy, is what I'm saying. When this guy said it was easy,
Oh yeah.
like you can't. When someone makes it to the top of any of their shit like that, you cannot say it's easy.
Well, no, that's why I said like disrespect is disrespect.
Yeah.
Like him, you could say that his job's easy, and I bet you his job isn't easy. Interviewing people isn't easy. We do it all the time. We got to do a lot of research and
Yeah.
remember shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's just all around disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I got you.
Waller. During the build-up for the Australian PLE earlier this year, Grayson Waller was in his home country doing an interview with LA Knight. Everything was
What?
going great in
Yeah.
the interview until they asked them to perform a move on them. And then things got even worse when the cameraman started to tease Grayson Waller and the entire business of pro wrestling.
I don't think you understand. Like, if I come over there right now, we're going to have the police here because I'm not going to give you some fake punch. Like, I'm going to punch you straight in the jaw.
After Grayson Waller was clearly
that's
upset, the
disrespectful as
interviewer
fuck.
and the cameraman kept teasing him, which was disrespectful and led to this reaction by Grayson Waller.
The disrespect that you have even talking to me. No, you want to talk to me like this ain't real? Don't act all tough, lad. Don't act all tough.
It's safe to assume that Grayson won't be returning to that show again in the future.
That right there with Grayson Waller,
Mhm.
that is a common thing that people do to wrestlers who either don't like wrestling or like to taunt them about it being scripted or
Yeah.
quote unquote fake.
Yeah.
That's happened. That's happened to lots of people. Look at John Stossel getting fucking slapped
Yeah.
by what's his name?
Mhm.
Fucking
I might see it in the
Dr.
shit
D.
still.
But they do that, and that's exactly what that guy was doing. You could tell by the way he was treating it.
He
'Cause
was
getting
laughing and shit.
legitimately did it, and he thinks he's just dicking around because he's not a real fighter. But Grayson Waller's athletic. These dudes can't fight. Like,
oh, dude, all these dudes.
he wouldn't do that to Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? He wouldn't do that to Roman Reigns. He wouldn't do that to.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But
Well, here's
that's
the
just
thing.
straight up disrespect.
Thing is he might because he thinks of how fake it is. He might think, you know what I'm saying? He
But
might act like that in front of them guys.
But
because-
he's also a grown ass man who knows that these are still people at the end of the day, and you being a total fucking prick
Yeah.
to them is gonna piss them off and make them want to beat your ass.
Yeah.
Number 10, CM Punk. There's nobody on this planet who despises reporters more than CM Punk. When promoting his new UFC career, he had an interview with Michael Landsberg to discuss possible future opponents, but the conversation didn't go in the direction he was expecting. Landsberg kept making jokes about Punk entering the UFC world, telling him that he has no idea what he just signed himself up for,
I remember
suggesting
this.
that he should only be fighting guys
You
like
probably do too.
Drake,
Oh,
Justin Bieber, and Chef Boyardee. On top of all that, he was mainly interested in asking questions about WWE, which annoyed Punk because he wanted to leave that part of his life in his past. Towards the end of the interview, Punk exposed Landsberg for being fake by saying that his entire personality did a complete 180-degree flip once the cameras began rolling. He went from acting like his friend to acting like an asshole for the sole purpose of getting a reaction out of Punk.
And I believe that for sure.
You try to be friendly, you try to act like you're my friend, and then when you get me on camera, you try to act like the cool kid in school.
Well,
and I understand that. That's cool.
you
You,
know what, no,
asked
but
me
I-
off camera if we saw each other at UFC 182 if I was going to big league you.
Big time was the term.
So you want
So
to
he's
play
admitting.
you want to play innocent and defensive when
What,
you're not on camera, and then when you get on camera, you want to act like you're hot.
No.
I appreciate that.
No, you don't appreciate
I like your
that.
gimmick, kid.
You know, but-
no, I love it. I love it.
Still, he was able to keep his composure for the most part, which can't be said for his AEW all-out media scrum comments. During this event, he went off on all the professional wrestling reporters, claiming that they have no journalistic integrity for spreading lies that were spoon-fed to them from the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is f***ing embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, f*** you. If you're not, I apologize.
I love it.
Yeah.
But What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed, fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do, Dave?
So
what did I ever do?
There.
Didn't do a goddamn thing.
If anything good came out of this, it's that wrestling reporters may think twice before putting out stories that even have the slightest possibility of being false.
So I fucking love Punk. He just fucking speaks his mind. Like exactly what he's thinking, he'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
A good portion of it turned out to be true. He wasn't lying about the AEW stuff that happened. Turned out everything he said about that fight with Jack Perry was fucking true.
Yeah.
But Tony Khan, do you see Tony Khan's face?
Oh, dude, he was the
because
best.
that's his biggest draw, his biggest name right there, trashing all of his other big names.
Yeah. No, I love it. Like,
and he has no idea what to do.
He's just sitting there. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Like, I don't know what to do right now. You're the biggest moneymaker I have. And I can't really do too much right here. Because, if he would have stepped in, CM Punk would probably just shit on him right then, too.
Probably.
Like, he was on a non-stopper. You weren't stopping that train. And he just didn't want to get in front of it. So he was just like...
Punk was on one and...
He's like, all right, I'm just going to let him go. I'm not stepping in front of this subbitch.
Well, at the very least, it's fucking viral.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. But all right, Vince McMahon, here we go.
A boss is supposed to set an example for employees to follow, so it's no wonder why many wrestlers have lashed out on reporters considering that Vince McMahon has done it himself. In 2001, Bob Costas brought up topics that he knew would irritate Vince McMahon during an interview for the HBO show On the Record, such as the declining viewership of the XFL and the safety hazards of the WWE. The interview reached its most heated point when Bob's constant interruptions led to Vince McMahon standing up from his chair and telling him to shut his mouth so he could finish answering a question.
This is the Bob Costas Interrupt program, right?
It's a characterization I think few would share, but it might work for you in this instance.
It worked for me. I mean, take a look at the tape when you play it back. Right. How many times did Bob Costas interrupt Vince McMahon before he let him answer the question?
It was only years later when Vince revealed what was going through his mind at that moment in Jim Miller's book, Tinderbox, HBO's Ruthless Pursuit of New Frontiers. He admitted that if Costas was 6'5" and 295 pounds rather than 5'7" and 140 pounds, he would have given him some great television by beating the out of him. Despite how furious Vince was, he still went on to have multiple interviews with Bob, which goes to show
in like 285, he'd probably be working for Vince.
Yeah. Or if Vince paid him enough money, he'd probably be working for Vince.
That's what I mean. Vince loved those. It sounds like a big ass dude who probably could be a wrestler.
Yeah.
That he can work with anyone to elevate his business, even those he cannot stand. Number 8, everybody hates Dave.
Everybody hates Dave.
Dave Meltzer has become synonymous with professional wrestling journalism, and although his news stories have been accurate many times, there are moments when what he says leaves people scratching their heads. A perfect example of this would be in 2018 when he found himself in hot water for claiming that Peyton Royce was more attractive during her NXT days because she weighed less.
She was more attractive in NXT.
Was never unattractive.
I thought so. Yes, to me, yes, I would say so. She was a lot lighter.
Peyton responded to this comment by tweeting out, "So what would you have me do, Dave? Starve myself? This is how nightmares for young women start. The females in your life must be proud." The whole WWE locker room quickly followed suit with names like Renee Young, Ember Moon, MVP, and Seth Rollins tweeting their support for Peyton. Unfortunately, Meltzer didn't learn his lesson and ended up repeating the same mistake, but this time around, it was with Charlotte Flair. On the Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer said that she was written off television to get a complete makeover because WWE makes women feel self-conscious about their looks. Charlotte quickly lashed out against Meltzer for stirring up rumors, telling him to go to hell. She continued on and said that he has no shame, decency, or professionalism left in him. If this doesn't lead to him being more careful with his words, then I don't know what will. Number 7.
I will say, though, that Charlotte gets a lot of work done that she didn't need to do. Charlotte was a good-looking girl before she did all that stuff. I still think Charlotte's a good-looking girl.
I never understood why.
I just don't understand why they do that to themselves.
I don't get it.
Because usually women age pretty gracefully when they're beautiful, and especially women like that take care of themselves.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed older women.
Well,
she's like our age, dude. What are you talking about?
No, but just saying like women that age.
Yeah,
like I'm just saying I enjoy like the natural beauty of an age, and not that fake,
like that naturally
alien face.
age, like beautiful woman. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I'd much rather have that. Go gray, baby. I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like that.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. In the ABC series Politically Incorrect,
Oh, this is
Roddy
classic.
Piper,
I think I showed this to
Sting,
you before.
Bobby Heenan, and Medusa were all defending professional
was
wrestling,
good
while
in
the
her day,
host of
too.
the show, Bill Maher, referred to the business
dude's
as
dumb.
a fake sport.
Maher.
Sting argued
Yeah.
Bill
yeah,
Maher.
And he fucked up earlier, too. This,
Costas.
unless it's AI.
It could be.
that wrestling takes a toll on their bodies and you can't exactly fake a chair shot, to which Bill responded to that by saying it can't be true because he's never seen any of them with bruises. Piper jumped in to show
he's
just how
also never
legitimate
looked.
wrestling can be, pulling down his pants to reveal his metal hip, pointed at his wrist, which
that's
has
just
been
straight
broken for
ignorance.
7 years, and reminded everyone that calling the sport fake was disrespectful to men like Owen Hart who lost their lives from it.
For sure.
No.
Metal hip. See that wrist?
Yeah, Mar's got a lot of
7
bad
years it's been
takes. He's
broken.
got some good ones, but he's got a lot of
Owen
bad ones.
Dead. Why don't you go tell Mrs. Hart what a joke it is, huh?
Despite all of this, Bill continued on with his jokes, but Piper wasn't having any of it.
You know,
I'm not dropping my pants in front of other men, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, how'd you get the job?
Now that right there is what you call the biggest burn of the century. Number 6,
Piper
Randy
was the shit, man.
Yeah, there's a couple people I wouldn't want to like try to shit talk, and it's a comedian or like a really good wrestler that has
Yeah.
mic skills. They're gonna fucking destroy you.
A lot of those wrestlers are fucking badasses. They will fuck you up.
No. I'm not even talking. Yeah, I'm not even talking about fighting. I'm talking about like fucking with like talking shit,
yeah, I
like
do.
joke for joke. Yeah, I know they're gonna beat me up. I'm just talking like comedians and like wrestlers. Like, dude, that's their job is to be on a mic. Like, I wouldn't want to like shit battle, like talk back and forth, like
you're right, dude.
joke for joke with them or some shit, or like
They'll cut a
banter
promo
them
on you.
because it would be fucking terrible.
Yeah,
they would win every time.
Yeah.
There's quite a number of wrestlers who have developed a reputation
Randy
for
Orton.
losing their tempers quickly, and Randy Orton is somewhere on top of that list. In an interview with Mexican reporter El Furby, Orton was becoming visibly frustrated as he kept being asked silly questions such as, "What do you usually eat for breakfast?" Shortly after, the reporter referred to him as
What's your
being
favorite cereal?
fragile, and that's when all hell broke loose. Orton was in a state of pure anger when he suddenly got into the face of the reporter, daring him to repeat what he had just said and threatening to headbutt his teeth through his skull. This wasn't the only time that he destroyed a reporter. There was a time when he went off another reporter, slapping him in the face.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you like to watch yourself on the pay-per-views now and again, and the repeats and stuff like that. Do you have a big TV?
Randy Orton has no chill
easy slap,
whatsoever.
too. It
Number
was. That
5,
might have
Kurt
been.
Hennig. A
That
week
might have
after the
been
passing
set
of
up.
Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig, more commonly known among
But maybe
WWE fans as Mr. Perfect, had a backstage
Mr. fucking
interview on
Perfect,
Nitro
baby.
where he was asked how the last few days
He's
have been
underrated
since
as well.
losing his close friend. What seemed strange about this was that Kurt had just wrapped up cutting a heel promo, and the question caught him completely off guard. His whole demeanor shifted as he kept looking away from the interviewer, clearly struggling to fight back the tears. While his eyes were full of pain, he answered the question by saying wrestling had lost one of the greatest athletes and he lost his best friend. Towards the ending, his built-up anger began seeping through as he hit the interviewer with a rolled-up paper. Then, before leaving, he said,
Let me tell you this, next time you want to do an interview with me, you come and ask me first.
Of course, Kurt had every right to react that way because he was obviously not ready to speak about Rick Rude's death, and the interviewer didn't even bother to take that into consideration. Number 4, Big Show.
This got fucked up.
Andrew.
I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't. Yeah, I like when I do interviews. Like, we just did an interview not too long ago. Like, I didn't ask the person about their opponent once.
No, yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm here for you, dude. Like,
Yeah.
this interview's about, like, I'm not trying to put you in some awkward situation where you gotta, like, I know you're not gonna sit here and talk, like, that's just rude.
Yeah, for sure. Rick Rude.
Yeah, very. Rick Rude in him.
But I think you should get a Jerry curl like Mr. Perfect.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if that's Jerry curl, but I imagine you could
Yeah,
get one and it would
a
look
little
lot
light
like that.
perm
Yeah,
or something.
Diet blonde. Too.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty dope.
Halloween's coming up.
That'd be cool.
What are you gonna go as?
Maybe Mr. Perfect. Get a blue singlet.
There you go. Yeah, it'd be real nice.
No, I'm going to Santa Claus. I already remembered. Santa Claus for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm the Easter Bunny.
Green was scheduled to have a backstage interview with The Big Show, who was not in the mood to talk after losing his World Heavyweight Championship match against Alberto Del Rio at the Royal Rumble. According to Big Show, he was staying in character as he walked towards Green, grabbed him by the collar, and struck his face. He shouted, "You son of a bitch, are you having fun right now? Don't come up to me again." Green viewed this to be a true outburst of anger, claiming that he was unaware that The Big Show would get physical with him and use profane language. The incident was so traumatizing for Green that he had to quit because his anxiety prevented him from interacting with other wrestlers. He sued the WWE for negligence, invasion of privacy, and emotional distress because the company failed to properly supervise The Big Show.
That's
Number
crazy.
3,
Don't
Vader.
fuck with The Big Show,
While
yeah.
in Kuwait to promote a match between Vader
Boy
and The
Meets World.
Undertaker, an interviewer at
That's
That's one of the things.
Frankie Stechino's dad right there,
That's
dude.
the only thing I always
Frankie
think of when I
Stechino's
see
dad.
him. I like this Undertaker.
the unoriginal
sure.
question
We're gonna
of
have
whether or
fun
not
with that.
wrestling is fake. The Undertaker answered in a professional manner, holding the sport in a
Undertaker's
very
always
high
been
regard by
cool, dude.
explaining
Mm-hmm.
how it's
Oh. Commercials.
one of the most physical activities anybody can do. Vader, however, said that he wasn't going to be as diplomatic as The Undertaker, leading to him flipping over a table and aggressively grabbing the interviewer by the tie.
Does that feel fake, huh? Does that feel fake? Hey, I'm not here to be insulted.
The incident was clearly
Vader
not
time.
staged
You don't
based
fuck with Frankie
on the
Stechino's
scared
dad, dude.
expression
Dude,
of
it's
the
time.
reporter's face, as
Don't
well as
respect
the
the
fact that
business.
Vader did end up getting arrested for assaults. Most people would agree that Vader overreacted, but then again, this is the same guy who pushed his own eyeball back into its socket
did.
after it popped out during
Dude,
a
he looks
match.
like the Border
so
Patrol
it's no
guy.
wonder
Look
why
at
he
that,
felt
dude. That's so crazy. He does kind of look like the Border Patrol guy. But yeah, dude, he's... And a lot of this stuff, Vince would tell him, like, don't let him insult the business.
Yeah.
Show him it's not fake. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But, yeah.
eyeball back into its socket.
Didn't always work out
after
in
it
their favor,
popped
though.
out during a match.
That's David
So
Schultz.
it's no wonder why he felt so insulted by the wrestling is fake comments. Number 2, Hulk Hogan. Being the top guy in the WWE meant that Hulk Hogan had to bear the responsibility
There's no
of spearheading the
Hulkamaniacs here.
WrestleMania
That's who you should
promotional
go as,
tour,
dude. Shave your
unaware
head
that
like
doing this would
go as
result
Hulk
in him
Hogan.
Shave my head and goes Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, like
Halloween.
shave like the top part. Just
No,
inside, And then
dude.
when Halloween's over, you can just keep it like that, dude.
Fuck that.
That'd be so cool.
Like, I understood if my hair was short or something, or like I was
Nah, man,
planning
just
to cut it,
Commit.
but I'm not.
Commit, dude.
No, there's no
I'll go as-
there's no Hulkamaniacs
I'll go,
here.
I'll go as Mr. T. I'll paint myself all black.
I might do it just so you'll do that.
Yeah.
I just want to hear the
I'll
backlash.
just dip myself in paint.
That's black body.
Yeah. No one's ever did that.
That's risky business, bro. Tom Cruise over here.
Responsibility of spearheading the WrestleMania promotional tour, unaware that doing this would result in him facing a $5 million lawsuit.
Damn.
While marketing the main event of him teaming up with Mr. T to take on Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff, Hogan made an appearance on a show called Hot Properties, which was hosted by the comedian Richard Belzer. The interview started off well, but it took a turn for the worse when Belzer asked Hogan to perform a wrestling move on him. At first, Hogan seemed to be reluctant to do it, but he eventually followed through with the demonstration. Within seconds of applying a front chin lock, Belzer lost consciousness and Hogan somehow failed to notice.
we talked about this
When the
on the
hold
pod.
was released, Belzer
Showed the
collapsed
video.
backwards and cracked his head on the hard floor, leaving blood splattered on it.
Yep.
Called a front chin lock. How about it, T?
And then he got up all wackadoodle.
Yeah. Just lets him fall.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's just sleeping.
He's sleeping.
He's waking up now. That was a serious move. A lot of people.
But like, watch the way
Yeah,
they
look at
show
the
it. Watch the way he gets up and does
See, it
the
works.
commercial break there.
All right, brother.
And now, we'll be right back after this word from you-know-who.
Like all weird.
We'll be right back.
Like
It was
like
at this
like that
moment
wasn't even
when
him.
Hogan
Well,
knew
yeah,
that he should have
'cause he has
listened
no
to his
idea what the
gut,
fuck
because this was
happened.
going to
Yeah,
be
that was
It's all
like that was
out
like
of it
his
still.
subconscious coming through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he just was like, "What the fuck happened?"
That
I
was
just got
survival
picked-
mode.
I just
Yeah.
got picked up off the like the floor by Hulk Hogan. What the
Yeah.
fuck just happened?
Well,
Like, he
not
knew-
even that. Like, I don't think he's even there. Like that said, that's his subconscious popping in for a second and just taking over for. Like, he probably doesn't even remember that moment.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right. David Schultz. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
John Stossel, a reporter for ABC's 20 for 20, made it his goal to expose
made a whole
the professional
fucking
wrestling business
Dark Side
as
of the Ring about
scripted in a
this.
time when wrestlers worked tirelessly hard to protect kayfabe. So during a backstage interview at a MSG event, Stossel told David Schultz that he thinks wrestling is fake. No one could have ever predicted the reaction that
kind of
followed
looked like
this
Stone Cold
comment.
there. with hair.
That's the most famous one, I think.
John Stossel filed a lawsuit against the WWF
He did,
claiming
and he played
that
it
the
up.
pain he suffered from the slaps resulted in him hearing buzzing sounds for 8 weeks. Schultz would place the blame on Vince McMahon for telling him to stay in character and blast
That's
Stossel,
it.
but apparently he meant to intimidate him verbally and not physically. Regardless of who you choose to believe in, there's no denying that he went too far with the physical strikes and that his career was never able to
that fucked
fully
him.
recover from.
He got canceled before people were getting canceled. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dr. D, David Schultz.
Fucked up.
But yeah, that's just crazy, dude.
Yeah, like we talked about in the one, just the sheer disrespect for just someone in their job.
Yeah,
like you said, like to go to anyone and say your job's easy is.
And for them to not expect them to at least have the chance of getting offended and pissed off, let alone want to smack you in the face or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've
It's
apparently
just
never
ignorance.
like.
Because if they did that to them about their job, talked about how their job's easy and blah, 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 they'd get pissed off too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane. This was cool, though.
Yeah, I liked it.
It went a lot longer than I thought it was going to go, too. We talked quite a bit. But
Yeah.
No, this was good. I like this. I guess if you got any recommendations or you liked this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends.
Pass a blunt.
Pass a blunt, roll a J, pack a bowl, vape, whatever you prefer. In your legal state, of course. Comments. Leave suggestions in the comments. Check out the merch shop. And yeah. Until next time.
Later.